food news. Turkey, once only a fall and winter holiday star, can now, because of better ways of breeding, of packing, table-dressed, quick frozen, be put on your table when you want it 365 days in the year. Not just at Thanksgiving and Christmas, but in June or July, April or May. And it's news, too, good news, that now there's a turkey for every size family. 12 to 25 pounders for large families, and a new 5 to 10 pound variety for smaller families.
Welcome to the Cemetery Gates podcast, featuring Xander Kane and Android Virus. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Cemetery Gates podcast. I am Android Virus, joined by my illustrious co-host, Mr. Xander Kane. How are you, sir?
Doing good, man, doing good. Just recovering from our belated Halloween shows and
Right.
now rolling into Thanksgiving stuff. So
Yeah, we'd like to take a little hiatus, and then we roll out the Thanksgiving episode after our trialed and tribulated Halloweens or Octobers for the past 5 years or so.
Yeah, I think it's 5.
Yeah,
We'll go with 5. No one is gonna
disagree or agree.
And if they do, fuck them. I don't care.
Fuck them.
Fine, 4, 5, 6, whatever. It
Yes, and so we're doing a Thanksgiving, and I did the call out. I said, man, let's get some cool people on. So we did invite back one time only until next Thanksgiving. No, I'm just kidding. Until ever we feel like it. Guest Mrs. Monatone the Magpie, Mother Magpie, as Xander calls her, because of those awesome, beautiful.
I'm not Mother Magpie.
She's not Mother.
Oh, your mom.
Magpie.
Oh, yeah.
Mom is Mother Magpie. That'd be weird if I was calling Mona Mother Magpie.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
Maybe I misheard.
Really weird.
Sorry, but anyways,
All that.
I mean, if Mona wants to.
Mona and her mom's tamales on the show tonight. And, and then we got another guest that, I don't know, it was cool. Met this guy at the tattoo shop a buddy of mine owns, my buddy Mark. I've known him since I was like 12 or 13. And just got into a conversation with this gentleman about podcasts and movies and all things that are fucking weird. And he's like, yeah, man, I used to podcast back in the day, but I think it was a lot more involved where they actually had to go into a studio and do some shit. Which is cool, but I'd like to get to know a little bit more about that. So, tattoo artists and I guess, I don't know, podcasting original? I don't know. We'll see how far back it goes. Mr. Justin Weeks, how you doing, sir?
Hey, how's it going? Or Bud, whatever you want to call me.
Bud. We're gonna call you Bud.
Cool. Yeah, it's great. Thanks for having me. This is going to be a really fun time, I think. And I did a lot of it was early radio. Early podcasting, but we did a thing on the radio called Tattoo Radio, and we did that for I don't know, probably like 12 weeks, and it was fun. We had a great time with it. That's kind of my only forte into this, so this is really interesting. I did do a podcast last month. Completely different, kind of a spiritual one, so that was kind of cool. And this is going to be completely different because we can say the word fuck, which is cool.
Whoa, yeah. You can say whatever you want, sir. Yeah, cool. Absolutely. So
unfiltered.
Yes, unfiltered. Because we own it. Like it's really
that's
cool.
So great.
Yeah, that's what we like. So yeah, we've been doing this for quite a while, and we have had a lot of fans come on. Mona's been a fan for a while. And it's just good to spread our wings and get out to there to some of the people that listen to us and I know, conversating some of the shitty fucking movies that we watch. So converse. Did I fuck that one up?
Converse.
Ooh,
I'm an
nice.
asshole.
Don't, not tonight. Not tonight. Too late. So yeah, we got some movies tonight. So we kind of do this little round table. Me and Mr. Xander Kane, what you been watching? And I know we just got off of a crazy Halloween, watching 1,000,001 fucking things. But other than that, maybe give me your top 2 things that have affected you and what you're watching this week.
So the last few things I watched a film called Soft and Quiet, which came out this year, which is probably one of the more tense and uncomfortable films I've seen in a while, just because it's kind of pretty visceral and real. And it's a film about like a group of women that feel slighted and are, basically just a bunch of far-right Nazis, but they look like kind of average people. And it's them like meeting together, and then there's a whole thing with like people of color where they're like kind of bullying them, and it just escalates so fucking out of control, and it's just really uncomfortable to watch because, like, certain political climates right now, like, it doesn't seem that far from the truth from actually fucking happening. So like it was brilliant performances from all the women involved. I don't know how they I bet being on that set was probably pretty fucking intense. But definitely intense. Not for everybody.
You said you made someone watch that, and they're mad at you now?
Oh,
Scott Crawford made him watch it, So, which he didn't bring it up on the last show. He may bring it up on the next one. I don't know if he had watched it before then, or if he may be waiting for Heather. But it'd be an interesting conversation.
Ooh, yeah.
A powerful film. That's what I told him was like, hey, it created a real emotion, and if that's not good filmmaking, then
what isn't?
What isn't? So what do you expect? So watch that, and then I've been going through watching there's an old flick called The Children from 1980 that I think it's an old trauma film, maybe, or one of those ones that they bought and then released. But it's just about a bunch of like kids turning into like zombies, and they get murdered pretty brutally. Like these kids get like arms chopped off, and they don't really pull the camera away, so it's quite shocking and like.
Wow, I'd like to see this. I've never seen it.
Yeah, it's pretty great. Highly recommended. The Children.
Wow.
Kind of shock horror for the time, because not really before the first movie I ever watched where like the kid died that I remembered was the remake of The Blob.
Oh yeah.
Where the kid straight up. The Blob is 88, right?
What about Children of the Corn?
But like, I just don't remember.
Just
didn't really remember it until that around that time, and then this was 1980. I was like, whoa, and this was more violent than those deaths. So like, holy crap.
Yeah, that death on the Blob was shocking though.
Yeah, because she didn't expect it. So
I was like, what the fuck? Yeah, that sounds great, man. Don't hold out on me with those, bro. You know what we should do is
that one was solid.
Through the next year, let's start something that I haven't seen or you haven't seen. Let's start tossing them to the side until we get 31. That'll be cool. Let's do something fun like that. And be like, hey, we got our 31. Let's hold out until fucking October of next year. We could do
that.
That
won't be hard at all. Yeah.
Yeah, we could do that.
Those are like 2 kind of good things I watched.
Cool.
Two very different films. But
there you have it. Yeah. Man. So I got pretty balls deep into this movie called Ginger. And it's about a chick who's like a secret agent, and she's like a secret agent prostitute. I don't know. It's weird, bro. It's really out there.
Is that the one from the 70s?
Yeah, Ginger. Yeah.
I haven't seen it, but that poster rules.
It's fucking out there, and I had to turn it off. So I'll watch it more of it because I
have you seen the poster and all the little taglines on it?
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's great.
Yeah, meet Ginger. Her weapon is her body. She can cut you, kill you, or cure you.
The best line. He's all, you bitch, you goddamn dick chasing bitch. Like that was like one of the funniest lines in it. It's fucking hilarious. I don't know. It's
sample.
Yeah, it's great. So that, and then Stranger Things, we finally decided to start watching. So I've been
shocked that took you so long to hop on that, because I bet the twins watched it before you did anyway.
Yeah, they're like, when are you going to watch it? When are you going to watch it? When are you going to? In due time. In due time. In due time. That's all we kept telling them. So we finally watched it. I still have the last episode to go. So really happy about it, to be honest with you. I think it's really freaking good.
I think it's the best season for me.
Yep. Really enjoy it. So so to our other two guests, after me and Xander hogged up our beginning of our show, Bud, what have you been watching? Or just other than what we had you watch?
Well, we did a thing. Well, every Halloween, me and my girlfriend Miranda, we try to do as many scary movies in that month as we can. Two of the highlights, I think, that were really good was X, which I thought was it's like a slasher film. Really good for that genre. And then I think there's like a sequel to that, or a prequel, if you will.
Yeah, Pearl.
Called Pearl, right?
Yeah.
I haven't seen that yet, but I'm looking forward to seeing that and seeing kind of the origin of that character. And it was filmed really cool, and I believe Kid Cudi was in it, which was weird, but
yeah, that's wild. I didn't even recognize him. I was like, wait, that's Kid Cudi. I was like, holy shit!
I was like, really? Yeah,
yeah,
huge
Pearl.
Wiener. Holy yeah.
Pearl is great too. It's a different movie. It's more of a character study, obviously, because it's Pearl. It's just about her. It's a different type of film. But I honestly, for me, I liked Pearl better than X. But I loved X as well. Wow. Do not get me wrong. Great movie.
I thought the acting was good, and it really kept us captivated. And I'm not a huge slasher film fan, so
good.
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, it's still pretty cool, but but I thought that was great. I thought it was really good. And then we also watched Barbarian.
Oh,
nice.
Really like that one.
I'm really amazed at how good that was. It takes a weird turn, and it's an amazing movie too. We also watched Ghost Ship, like the movie from the 90s.
Oh yeah.
It was so terrible it was good.
Yeah.
Right.
For the time, it was like the biggest thing ever, but we had a lot of fun watching that. I'd never seen it, so my girlfriend's like, we got to watch that one.
Yeah, and what a great opening scene in that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. We watched that, and we watched, what is the one in space I'm trying to think of?
Event Horizon?
Event Horizon, which is weirdly kind of the same movie. Right. One's in space, one's on the water.
Right.
Kind of weird.
Yeah.
But that's kind of, and then a bunch of other stuff too. But, and then, as far as watching stuff like TV, I'm a big Star Wars fan, so I've been watching Andor and all that stuff.
I love Andor.
Yeah, it's been so great. So.
It's intense.
Yeah. What about you, Mono? What have you been listening, or what have you been watching?
I watched Barbarian, and I loved it. I went watching blind. I didn't know what it was about. Didn't read anything.
I still haven't seen it.
I didn't know who was in it. So, for me, it was really great. Me and my friend had a really fun time watching that.
Cool.
What else have I watched? I can't fucking watch anything because I keep having to watch shit for this show.
Whose fault is that? We gave you gems. You gave us shit.
How many times have you given me shit?
A lot.
Thank you.
But you know what you signed up for.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I mean, I guess this is like our gobble challenge. I don't know. What is it, Mr. Xander? It's our gobble challenge, turkey. I'll play some gobble.
I think it's just movies that happen in November. I really think it's in general.
Yeah, this is true.
It's
because movie. I don't know. There's a pilgrim in it.
All three movies, definitely didn't have a lot to do with Thanksgiving.
Oddly, maybe a little bit. So let's. How about we do this? How about we let's do the stinker in the room first. We rarely do. We always save it to the end, but let's do it first tonight.
Alrighty.
It's not fresh on everybody's mind. Amityville Thanksgiving. We decided to pick a few movies for this year. I don't know. with pilgrims.
This is my pick.
Yes, we did, and this was Mona's pick. So let her rip, Mona. Tell us a little bit more about this movie and what it was about.
Oh, great, because it's so wonderful. 2022's Amityville Thanksgiving. I was not aware that there are a bunch of these Amityville indie movies since.
Oh, there's a fuck ton.
I know. I didn't know until I started searching for this one. I was like, what the fuck? Amityville in space, Amityville clown, even an Amityville Karen. This one's...
The guy that directed Amityville Karen is in this movie. At least I think. I think Sean C. Phillips did Amityville Karen, I think.
This one's directed by Will Colazzo Jr. from Long Island, New York, and it shows.
Hey, forget about it. Hey.
Yeah, starts off. At first, it started off cool with the cool intro. It reminded me of The Shining like music, and then it turns into public access. It's so very low budget. Starts off with a marriage counselor recording and talking about his latest couple. I guess who aren't doing too good. And I don't know, he's just a fucking weirdo.
He's a weirdo psychiatrist.
Yeah, he's like...
Technically, he just claims to be a psychiatrist.
Yeah, this couple, they remind me a lot like the next door couple from What We Do in the Shadows, the show.
Oh, yeah.
Totally. I could
And
see
it's
that.
very strange. This counselor is obviously into the wife and dislikes the husband. He's like inappropriate when talking to her, like asking her, what do you like sex?
Oh, he's got some epic quotes when he's talking to her. Like he's trying to goat her into like sleeping with him. And it's quite hilarious. He's got such gems as,
You remembered, what did he say?
He said, "Oh, would you like someone to caress you and give you what you need?" And then he's talking to the husband. He's like, "A little bit of ravaging can go a long way." And it just all these crazy stuff.
Yeah,
it's
because
really
sex,
quite funny.
That'll fix everything. Yeah,
right.
If you just have sex, then yeah, that'll be the key to everything. It's like, and I don't really understand who would have this guy be their marriage counselor, because he is the creepiest guy.
All he needed was the clown makeup from it, or even the clown from Spawn series. Like seriously, that ugly.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I was like, who in their right mind would have this guy be their marriage counselor?
Yeah, he looks like he would show you like moonshine at a gas station up in the mountains or something.
Yeah, he looks like the grandpa, or not the dying grandpa, but from Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Oh
yeah.
Is he?
Yeah.
And then his comments, and what does he say? If I had a wife that hot, I'd be stuck on her like a stick on shit, or a shit on stick. Like, what the fuck?
That sounds like what a learned man of psychology would say. Was there no script? I mean, it seemed very improv-y and very just kind of they're working with like bullet points in each scene, and they had to get to this. It's like Curb Your Enthusiasm does, but of course, obviously, different.
I don't know. I didn't do my research.
That's what Android Vision does.
Wings it.
Can you tell?
Speaking
of Android Vision, this movie, it looked like I did the props and makeup like I do for Android Vision in this movie. It's really fucking bad.
Yeah, it's not
gives
good.
Me hope. It gives me hope that I could make a movie if I needed to. Like if this guy can make a movie,
I can make one.
Try to pull one together.
Yeah, it's strange. I bought it for $1.99 from somewhere.
Bargain.
Yeah, on Google.
This movie? Rented or bought it? You own it
I rented
now?
it.
Oh.
Yeah. It's so strange. Like, it's so... That's some strange green screen in it. And
yeah, like his tongue.
Yeah.
That was funny.
And also, what I guess couples who see this therapist are recommended to go away together. Is it his cabin? And they're, like, never seen again. And the neighbor starts, like, trying to warn them, and they think the neighbor's crazy, but not the creepy therapist. But by the way, I need that that wife, I need her sunglasses. I want her sunglasses.
Was that the best part of the movie for you?
The best part?
The sunglasses.
I don't know. It was funny. Their banter was funny.
Yeah.
They have to dress up like turkeys and fuck.
Which is, ridiculous. I was hoping those scenes would be a little more intense, because I was like, oh, it's about to get weird as fuck, and then it just kind of cuts away. I was like, oh, man.
Like, come on, get weird.
Yeah, like, just go all in.
Yeah, I know. I thought so, too.
Steer
the best
into it.
part, I guess, when he slices that guy's, like, face and his jaw's coming off. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, that was a pretty good little gag, for sure. It fit with the film, too. It was like, haha. It's a little shining light.
Yeah, it just seems like a bunch of friends that got together and fucking just made something.
Yeah.
And, like, I'll use their cell phones and all kinds of other shit just to fucking, and then piece it together. Like, that's really, we can make it, it gives, like, you know, like Bud said, it gives me confidence that I think I can make the movie better than this.
And I guess he, like, collects these people because he eats them? He stores them and eats them?
Yeah, he's like a demon, and he impregnates the women and then stores and eats the men.
Yeah, like there's that gay couple. There's a big one and a little one, and he's like, I stuffed the big one with the little one, and I'm going to use him for Thanksgiving. Yeah,
the one guy on the right, the white guy is Sean C. Phillips. I don't know if you. Yeah, he still is a big YouTuber, but he would always go around and do Blu-ray and DVD hauls, and he was kind of one of the first big DVD and Blu-ray collectors that was making videos on YouTube for a long time, and he used to weigh over 500 pounds.
Wow.
Yeah, he's lost, or close to 500 pounds. He's lost so much weight and has kept it off. So,
well, good for him. That's awesome.
He's a super nice guy. He's involved in a lot of these like weird low budget films that aren't all that great, but I think he's a nice guy. So
cool.
But it's cool to see him and stuff now. So,
well, I think. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, there's something to be said for just going for it, you know, and just making the thing and putting it in the can, as they say.
Yeah.
And doing it, you know. A lot of people talk about making movies. This guy's doing it, so hey, go for it, you know.
That's exactly what I was gonna say. It's, you know, he went out there and he did it. Good for him. You know, that's the way I see it for sure. I mean, for me, there were some funny parts in it. There's some endearing, funny things, couple good gags. All in all, I mean, it's going to be on the lower end of the middle of my radar, so I'm going to give it a 2 out of 5.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah.
I would, I think I have to give it a 2 because I did at the very beginning. I do think it's very entertaining just hearing him talk and just like manipulate the conversation and kind of see what he's trying to do. And you realize it's pervy, but I do think the dialogue winds up dragging too long throughout the film without enough stuff happening at all. And the end is very like piecemeal together, which I didn't care for. But it's definitely good for a solid couple laughs. I wanted more turkey stuff, but you know,
he wanted more turkey fucking.
I did. Is that too much to ask in 2023?
No, I wanted them to.
No, this movie. That would have helped.
But 2 for me. So
I totally agree with Xander, and I'm going for it 2 as well.
Boom.
And I'm going to say 2 as well. Yeah, 2. Yes, I'm going to say 2 as well.
2.
I laughed a couple times, like literally belly laughed a few times, so I've got to give it something, you know?
Right.
Like, it definitely was entertaining.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think it added to it, too, that the guy that was a psychiatrist was kind of stumbling his words a little bit from time to time, and it made it, like, even funnier.
Right.
Because he was like, I can just imagine his internal dialogue about what crazy shit he's about to say out of his mouth, and he's, like, probably trying to not laugh and say it trips him up. It's solid.
There you go, man. Well, there you have it. Go check it out if you want or not.
You sound so excited about it.
Don't take our word for it. What I'm trying to say. There you go. Up next, guys. By by the way, we hadn't done this in a while because we haven't done this in a month. Let's listen to the trailer for this film.
Which one?
2014's Kristy.
Kristy.
And we'll be right back.
You're the one, Kristy. You're the one.
All right. That was the trailer for Kristy. So 2014, Mr. Xander and I were. I think Mona, did you help us pick this one as well, or did
No?
You did not? Okay, so yeah, I think Xander and I picked this one. We looked for some type of. We found a list of some Thanksgiving horror movies we had never seen, or maybe I don't know, but this is one both of us had never seen.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
What? You guys never seen the movie?
What? No, it rarely happens. Yeah, so I saw like part of this movie. This goes back to like the KR forum days. I had started watching it, and for whatever reasons, I posted about it and then didn't finish the movie. So I had completely forgotten about it until it popped up on this list. I was like, oh yeah, let's check that out, because I remembered enjoying what I saw. And this is definitely like a loosely, like we said earlier, all these movies are kind of loosely Thanksgiving. Amityville Thanksgiving, basically just the guy killed and whatever, and every Thanksgiving he sacrificed people. And this one, it just takes place over Thanksgiving break. And the story here, Kristy is at like a smaller like Division III college, and Thanksgiving break is upon them, and everybody goes away to their families or whatever for Thanksgiving, and she's supposed to stay back at the school with her friend, but her friend winds up leaving her, and she gets basically stuck at school by herself and just a security guard. And so when her
security guards and the groundskeeper.
Right. Yeah, security, loosely. But her friend leaves her her car in case she needs to go anywhere. And then she winds up driving to town to pick up some snacks or whatever. And she runs into this group of people. And earlier on in the film, you get some flashes about like a cult that are doing these killings. And there's this whole stuff going on with the word Kristy, that this cult is like, it's essentially like stereotyping someone, and from what I gather was like someone that has basically everything that they want, and they consider them like entitled and the problem, and this like little cult is going out killing all these people, and she has a run-in with them at a gas station, gets a little kind of uncomfortable there, but she manages to get back to the university, and it basically becomes like a cat and mouse game.
Yeah, she's not like that though. She's struggling and she's broke.
Right. Yeah, she has no money. Because she shows up and her friend's got is it a BMW or a Mercedes or
a Beamer?
BMW.
Yeah.
Beamer. Yeah.
You can drive the Beamer. It's okay.
Take my Beamer.
Yeah, and so she just has to, it's just a cat and mouse game, and she's got to outsmart like kind of four of them. So it's kind of got like this. She essentially becomes like a final girl. You know what I mean? Without killing of an entire cast. Well, I guess you could say she killed, or the security guards and stuff get bent, but
yeah.
So that's basically the story. I like how this movie is. I like how it looks. The whole tone is pretty solid. It all stays like in the evening time. It's always kind of dreary, and like you gotta suspend your disbelief a little bit on it, because like. It's not uncommon for students to stay back, and especially at smaller schools where a few kids will stay back on campus by themselves. But they don't really have the free reign that she does in this movie. Like, she's going to the library, she's swimming in the pool. Like, that's typically not how it goes down. But it's a movie, so.
He does, and
Does he
fucking loves it.
Does he? He sneaks in.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's funny.
So it's not like crazy uncommon, but you get some good. My biggest knock on it is actually the stupid masks that the killers wear. It's like
the aluminum foil.
It's like aluminum foil and duct tape. It just looks kind of silly. But they do a good job of being like menacing. I think the female villain in this does a great job of being like just kind of a crazy, counterpart to the film, to Kristy, who she's ultimately like running from the end. You get some solid kills. My favorite one being in the pool.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That one was so cool. You get a really great underwater shot of the kill, and she's obviously smaller than the guy, and she's got the bat around his neck, and her knees are in his back underwater. And I just thought that whole scene was really fucking cool. I was like, hell yeah!
You
fucking
you can hear it.
Yeah,
you could hear the crunch, like when she's like crunching him, like with the bat, like. It was really cool.
Yeah, just
I didn't
really,
understand.
really cool.
I didn't quite understand why he didn't float, but I was like, all right, maybe he's got something in his pockets or something.
That's the same thing the person I was watching with said.
Yeah. He's got steel toe
Be at
boots
the
on.
bottom. He'd be floating. Why isn't he floating? It's like that wouldn't happen.
Yeah.
I was literally at one point when she was in the pool area before she got in the pool. I literally yelled at the screen, "Oh, maybe you should get in the pool. That would be smart." And he totally goes in the water, and I'm like, "Are you for real? Like, how is that going to be? He's going to hear that, you know?" But they make it pretty good. They, you know, you can tell that. You know, he's kind of far away, so he's not going to hear it maybe. But
right, and it's still pretty like dimly lit, and she's like hiding up against the stairs where there's already like kind of probably some dark lines, so it made sense. And I think the guy not floating up was probably more of a red herring for the director to kind of make you think that he was going to come back later.
I could see that.
So that was kind of my thought on it, but
yeah,
I like the bat scene.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
My favorite. But yeah, I really enjoyed this movie. You know, if you enjoy these cat and mouse type things, which I do, this is like a perfectly serviceable film, I think. There's nothing like crazy super amazing about it, but I think it's very enjoyable. I think it's an easy watch. I think it's kind of a good intro horror flick for some people too, because it's not crazy violent, but it still has those elements of horror, and you know, it's got the slasher vibe and all that stuff. So I think it's pretty solid. So for me, this is a 3.5 out of 5. I really liked it.
There you go, man. I gave it a 3 out of 5. It lulled a little bit for me. There was some dark atmosphere on there, and I don't know, it's just kind of, I don't know. It's something that I kind of felt myself trying to stay engaged in, but all in all, I did like the kills. I did like the cat and mouse game. I did like the atmosphere about it all as well. And my favorite kill was the last one.
The fire. Yeah.
Damn, I was just like, son of a bitch. It's a really good movie. I mean, I liked the originality of the premise. Like, it's kind of like this weird online 4chan-y cult type of shit going on.
Right, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, just targeting people, and it's like, yeah, I like that take on it. I'd like to see them dig into that a little bit more. But I also, you know, I thought it was pretty cool, a pretty cool premise. So I think that this movie would make a really good double feature along with maybe a couple different movies. One being Hush, potentially. It's a nice.
I can see that.
Yep. Nice cat and mouse movie. And another one, oddly, would be Green Room. I think would be a really good type with this one as well.
Totally, they all fit in that kind of wheelhouse.
Yeah,
that's a good bill.
Yeah, and that's why I think Kristy, really for me, it's pretty damn good. I like it. I would highly recommend it. So
for a film that people didn't really, when it came out, it didn't get much,
dude,
praise
like
really.
Me, I just thought it was all right.
Yeah, but dude, check this out. It debuted on the Lifetime network.
Yeah,
really?
It did.
Lifetime?
Yes, it did.
It also stars Ashley Greene, who was in all the Twilight films. So this was like coming off of her Twilight fame. So they sought her out because they thought it would give them killer following, which it obviously didn't. I mean, I'm sure it got some fanfare, but
it's not bad.
No.
Yeah, I thought her performance was great, and I also thought the main girl, Justine, I thought she carried the movie for me because she could act really well, and I cared about what was happening to her, and really great performance with that for sure.
Cool. What'd you give it?
Yeah, I would give it a 3. It had, I mean, they're all going to have plot holes, right? I mean, in areas that are kind of strange. The groundskeeper guy, I thought was, it's like, where's your phone, dude? like, find your phone. Like, we got to call the cops here. Like, he's like,
He
"Oh,
was
I gotta go."
stoned.
I get it.
He
Oh my
was-
god.
I ate
I
a
was
gummy the other night,
high.
and I forgot my name. Come on.
It's like, where's my phone? You know, and I guess it is 2014, right? So
Yeah.
maybe
got a
people
gun.
didn't have. Maybe I didn't have my phone. You know, maybe didn't have his phone handy. But it seems like now everybody's got them everywhere.
He even said, I'm fucking stoned, so. Exactly.
He's the father.
True.
He's the
That is
stone.
really
Yeah.
funny when he's like, "You're gonna have to speak really fucking slow because I'm really fucking stoned."
I think we've all been there. You know?
Hmm.
But I liked it. I give it like a strong 3. And you know, once this movie starts getting into it, it's great. You know, once it really. But that first 20 minutes was a little weird for me too, just kind of like setting the scene, and then there's a montage where she's like dancing around. And
Yeah.
I was like, what
I
the fuck
said-
am I watching?
I was like,
You know?
what the fuck does everyone have to
Lifetime.
fucking dance in every movie?
We all can't be Jocelyn Donahue in House of the Devil, which is the best dancing montage of
Oh,
the last 20 years.
fuck.
True.
I love that movie.
What did you give it, Mona?
Well, I don't know. I enjoyed it, but I've seen so many of these kinds of movies so many times, this formula. So,
Yeah.
like the first 10 minutes, I told my friend, I was like, okay, that security guard's going to die, then the other security guard, then they're going to get the groundskeeper, and then her boyfriend's probably going to come, and because he's worried, and then he's going to die. So that all happened, and
We all gonna die.
I like how that she just fucking had it by that time, and she's pissed off, and she fights back, and it's great. Her revenge is brutal, and I loved it. So I think I'm going to go in the middle, maybe 3.
Okay.
All right.
Here for it.
Cool. Nice clean
Another
sweep
thing-
on that one.
Another thing that I thought was kind of different or whatever was the fact that she like made the weapon, and I was like, so at one point she's like getting, you know, they're you know, trying to get to her or whatever, and then all of a sudden she's just like, fuck this, man, I'm gonna start fighting back, and then she does, and she runs that one guy over, hits, you know, against the concrete there, runs him over, hits him with the car,
I
and
love it.
then she's like, I'm gonna start building some weapons like MacGyver style, you know. Like, it's crazy, but
Yeah.
I like
No,
that aspect.
I knew what she was doing. I built that kind of bat before.
Have you?
Yeah, some of us are
Nails.
wild and brutal over here.
With the nails through it?
Yeah.
I have one. I have one in my garage. I have a bat with a bunch of nails through it, and I actually put it through a windshield one time.
Like, were you mad or it was practice?
No, they were breaking into my car.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And I snuck out like all in the dark like a ninja while they were in there, and I went out with my and I ran after them, and then they ran, jumped in their car, and I hit their freaking windshield with my bat. Boom! And the whole, you know how windshields like curl, the whole thing fell in.
That's amazing. That's
Yeah.
an amazing story.
And then they just took off. Because that was like the third time my car had been broken into, and I had it.
See,
So
you,
it's just
like her, you fucking had it. You had to make that bat.
We are all Kristy, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're all Kristy. All right, guys. So we're gonna do I don't think we've reviewed this before, have we, Xander?
No, as it turns out, I have never completed this film.
So
I've
there
never
we have
seen
it.
This
Yeah,
I
watched a
fucking
good
movie.
chunk of it, but I never finished it. So.
I haven't seen this since 2012, so let's call it the 10-year anniversary. We'll bill it as that, the 10-year anniversary of Lords of Salem. Yeah,
More
Rob
naked,
Zombie.
more old naked people horror.
Nothing wrong with that.
Lots of
at
Your
all.
eyes.
naked old women.
There's nothing wrong with that.
In your eyes.
Anybody's eyes.
Your eyes. There's
We
something
are all
definitely wrong
created.
with that in my eyes.
We
My
are
eyes
all
just start
created.
burning.
We are all created in nature's image.
No, I'm not.
All right.
I'm only half human, so I don't think
So, The Lords of Salem, 2012. That's right. I wanted to pick something with I don't know. There was pilgrims in it, so that was
or
my
witches, whatever.
Whatever. It's Thanksgiving. That was my selling point. Yeah, I mean, so Rob Zombie's Lords of Salem 2012, basically, kind of takes place in Salem, Massachusetts, very loosely.
Isn't he from Massachusetts?
Who?
Rob Zombie?
I don't know where he's from.
I thought you were his super fan.
No, I'm not. I don't know where
This is El Super Beasto.
I'm not where Rob Zombie's from. Let's find out where Rob Zombie's from. Rob Zombie is from Massachusetts.
Boom.
There you go. Boom. Who's the real Rob Zombie fan now? Uh-oh. So
I just did some research on this because I was angry at it.
You were angry at it. So it's loosely based off the Salem witch trials. And you get a really kind of shocking beginning of witches not being portrayed, I would say, in the normal light, of the pagan, peaceful, loving
healers, scientists, doctors,
all that shit. Now these women just wanted to bring Satan back to earth or have him born or whatever, and they were very evil and they were gross and they were disgusting, and they were dirty, and they got naked and they danced around the fire, and they were evil, so they weren't good. And then with that being said, you got Jonathan Hawthorne, and I don't know, you got the Sid Haig and Michael Berryman parts always in a Rob Zombie movie that come in and play like the torturers of the witches, and they later find out that this Hawthorne guy tortured the witches because of their evilness and their music that made him. They wrote a weird song with weird music, and it drove them crazy. It was supposed to be like grating to the ears.
It was. It just sounded like someone struggling to learn to play the funeral song.
And then you fast forward all these years later, and how many years later? Fucking 200 years later, 100, I don't know, something like that. And you have like some radio DJs. That's kind of like they're the stars of the movie. And they're the same people that are always in Rob Zombie's movie. You got Ken Furries in it, which he does really good. I want to say something about this movie, though, like sidebar. I thought the acting was really good in this movie.
I absolutely love the whole DJ thing, because that is totally how those shitty radio shows go. And it was so fucking believable. And Kim Fury and all of them did an awesome job, I think, of portraying those like characters. Like, I really, 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 that for whatever reasons, that felt really endearing to me. Like how all that went down with like in the studio, and just the way that
they were buddies.
Sherry is. Yeah, it was cool. I really liked that about it.
Yeah, got me too.
Do you know who played Reverend Hawthorne, Mona?
Who?
Andrew, King of the Witches.
Andrew Prine?
Andrew Prine. He was Reverend Hawthorne, the old man.
I didn't even
really
realize that, actually.
Yeah.
Simon?
Yeah, Simon. King of the Witches.
That loser. Dang, that's crazy. I wouldn't have recognized him, and I didn't look.
What were you going to say, Bud?
I was just going to say, I totally agree with the acting, but I may be kind of the odd man out here when it comes to Sherry Moon Zombie. I mean, I don't know, man. Just something about her acting that I just didn't feel like it was as connected to everything as everyone else was. I want to see more stuff with her in it. I honestly haven't seen a lot of the Rob Zombie movies. I've seen a few, but I really thought like Bruce Davison, who played Matthias.
Yeah,
that guy's amazing. Everybody was great for the most part,
Yeah.
But I love his character, and I just like that guy as an actor. He's just so entertaining and on board with everything he does. He's like an X-Men, and he's so good.
It's decent. It kind of starts to follow her name's Heidi LaRocca. She's a DJ, and she's living in an apartment, or I don't know, an apartment building, we'll say, renting a room out, but I don't know. It's old. It's
kind of a cool building, though.
It is cool. I don't want to
It's
call
really
it
cool.
creepy. I don't want to call it creepy. It's dark and it's old and it's wood and all that shit and shiny wood and
very gothy.
Yeah. And she seems like a nice person. She's in recovery, as they say. They kind of put that in the movie. Recovering addict. She goes to meetings, different things like that.
For pills, right? Not
yeah,
booze,
for pills, and she
or heroin or whatever drugs. Not.
Yeah, and she's
picking it up.
She obviously had some kind of weird relationship with one of her coworkers, which is really funny because he plays Fred in the new Munsters movie.
Yeah, I feel like in those radio DJs all fuck each other anyway, so I thought it was funny that
you know what?
Put that in here.
I'm gonna come clean with it now. I think I have a crush on that guy now.
Oh,
that actor,
Jeff Daniel Phillips.
Yes.
Have you seen him play? We'll talk offline.
I have a new boyfriend.
This is gonna be really funny, but we'll talk offline. It's funny, but anyways, yeah. And the building's haunted, and she's having weird visions, and there's some creepy scenes where she's walking, and old lady Meg Foster's standing in the corner on the fucking counter naked for the whole world to see, looking like a fucking weird creeper.
She gets weirded out after listening to that record.
But all the women do in the town.
Yeah,
I will always recognize her by her eyes. I will always recognize her by her eyes.
By the way, she works out at the same gym my mom and dad do. She lives here.
Does she really?
Yeah, but she's real fucking... Yeah, she's real quiet. Yeah, she's worked out there for a long time. Yeah, she lives here. Her and fucking Gene, what's his name?
Hackman.
Roddenberry.
Oh,
yeah. Yeah, Gene Hackman works out there too.
I know, he goes to my mom's vet clinic.
Yeah, they're real fucking low key. But yeah, anyways, they put a curse on Salem after they all died, all these old witches, and I don't know, they fucking put a curse on all the fucking descendants, and I don't know, they interview some black metal band. Which was pretty funny.
That weird ass interview.
That was great.
Yeah, he's the goat is free or something, and
the goat has free will.
Yeah,
they're just trying to joke around with him, and he's just like not fucking happy.
Well, they're making fun of him.
I know. I love that whole scene. It was so good.
It was really uncomfortable too. I was like, fuck, you guys have no fun.
I was waiting for him to like lose his shit in the studio. Like I thought he was gonna like fucking just lose it, and there was gonna be like this throwdown in the fucking studio, but it didn't happen.
I think what I found really creepy about that is not only did you have this black metal band representing whatever they represented in that town touring, but at the same time you have another evil kind of waking up in that town, and it's like almost like evil's communicating with evil, because we really don't see much more of that black metal band. Do you know what I mean? It's just
not at all.
Yeah. So
and them with their Eister Zende Neubauten symbols on their foreheads.
Yeah.
You know that band?
Yeah. It's funny. But Heidi begins to use drugs again. She's starting to see things in the apartment. She's having bad dreams. And what it is all these ladies that are in the apartment, these old ladies.
She doing drugs again? I missed that.
She starts to, but these old ladies are fucking with her. And they're witches. These old ladies that are.
I felt so bad for her.
Yeah, they really were fucking with her. And those old ladies were played by who? We had
Dee Wallace.
Dee Wallace.
Camille Keaton.
Yeah, she was in Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Yeah.
Yeah. So and we get some really cool actors in this. But anyways, Maria Conchita Alonso, one of my favorites.
Yeah. Dang, that's her.
She was Alice, right?
She what?
She was Alice Matthias, right?
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
His wife.
And she was wearing a dude sweater, which I thought was pretty cool. From the Big Lebowski.
Yeah.
Look, I was like, is that a fucking dude sweater she's wearing? That's awesome.
Nice.
She's like an artist. She's like an artist and shit. I was like, that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah, but what it is it's just these witches are reaching from the past to the future through curses and fucking weird music, and to bring back the birth of Satan, and then it just gets really weird.
They want her because she's the descendant of the guy who killed them.
And then she meets Satan, who looks like a I don't know, like a burn victim.
Turkey baby?
Yeah, like a turkey baby burn victim is weird. It's not, like does its arms all weird. I don't know, and has these tentacles. That was
probably my favorite part in the whole movie. Was that part? Like that part was so visually stunning. Like I was like, you go, Rob Zombie. Like that was really well done and so creepy and weird all in one. You know? Yeah,
and then it just keeps going to where like she's having bad visions. Fucking, she was having visions. She was blowing a priest. All kinds of weird shit, man.
That scene was like pretty intense though. As he's as he's like preaching, you're like, oh my god.
Yeah, I was like
kind of uncalled for.
Well, then he starts getting priesty, and she's like, let it go, and then he's all.
This is like the whole section of the movie that I actually really really like is when it starts getting weird and all this because it really goes into like kind of Ken Russell territory where you're looking at like stuff like he made stuff like The Devil's Lair of the White Worm, Mindbender, where he's really good at making these just really off the wall visually like appealing things, and they're also like in some cases they're all like hypersexualized as well too. But it all felt like kind of a nod to Ken Russell in my opinion. So I was like, oh, this is actually pretty cool. Yeah. So I really liked it. With the weirder it fucking got, I was like, oh yes.
It got out there, and then so maybe Xander may know this, and I don't know. Well, Bud will learn this, and I don't think Mona knows this, but like I will get every Rob Zombie his movie soundtrack records from Waxwork Records. Anytime I will get them. So to me,
super fan.
That's not it. What it is, it's like I have I have a lot of Tarantino soundtracks as well, and I also have a lot of Robert Rodriguez soundtracks as well because I like the way they incorporate like clips of the movies in, and this is with a lot of soundtracks, right? They didn't do it like with the Lost Boys or anything like that, but some of these old soundtracks they'll incorporate sound clips of the movie and then they'll play the song, you know. But these Rob Zombie or the Halloween soundtracks, those and this one as well, the Lords of Salem. The artwork is fucking beautiful on them.
Yeah, they made a killer release for Lords of Salem that comes in like a wooden witches box.
Yes, I have it.
Oh, you do have that one?
Yeah.
Oh, it's fucking
That's
sick.
Awesome.
Yeah,
that's great.
that's right. Yeah, I agree with Bud that the music in this one's fantastic as well. It goes perfectly when it starts to get weird. It all just lines up. And I honestly think like as a whole put together film, I actually think this is his best work, in my opinion.
Me too.
Because like The Devil's Rejects and House of a Thousand Corpses are all good fun, but they are still a bit like kind of formulaic in their own kind of slasher, crazy, whatever kind of way. And this, I just felt like it's put together is a more complete work from him. So,
what'd you give it?
3.5 out of 5. I really liked it.
There you go.
Really liked it.
When I look back at the Rob Zombie catalog, because I tend to watch a lot of his movies over and over, and this isn't one, again, I haven't revisited in a long time. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Again, there's some lulls in it. I know that some of the bastardization of the Salem witch trials, and some could call him kind of exploiting that, but whatever. I don't know.
No,
maybe
whatever.
he is. So, so there's that. But I really liked it. I mean, when I think about his catalog, this is pretty much at the top for me, followed up by some others. But
Devils is 2 for me. Devil's Rejects. So.
Yeah, it has to be that, and somewhere after that. I like his H2, but a lot of people disagree with me on that one. That's fine. But yeah, I liked it. I liked the shit out of it. I gave it a 3.5 out of 5. And it again, Ken Russell, fucking
vibes for days.
Argento. You know, you could see those 1970s Euro horror fingerprints all over this movie as well. Yeah. And I really love those, you know, those Italian movies and all those weird, strange movies out of that time period. So, liked it. What did you think, Bud?
I really liked it. I give it like a 3.5, if you will. I thought it was great, mostly on the visual cinematography. Like I said, like that whole scene with the devil, I thought was really great, walking through the door and then having that big room, that big expansive thing.
Oh,
Super
like
cool.
The furry devil, like the big
With the claws.
Oh, that was cool too. Yeah.
With the claws.
But anytime they went into number 5, I was like visually like, oh my God, this is great. It was, with the neon cross, and she's like, everything's all red and everything. That was really cool too. I think, it was kind of corny. Like I thought that some of the radio stuff was a little corny. But it was fun. And Rob Zombie does his homework, that's for sure. And I can totally see why you guys say this is his best movie. I need to watch more of them to make a good, a good decision.
Don't get mad at us. I'm just kidding.
But this one I thought was great. And, like I said, all the performances were just so good. I really liked the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, like taking, through the days of the week, so you can kind of get a vibe of how long everything's taking. And I really like that part for sure. And naked women, naked old ladies. I mean, that's great. No, just kidding.
I think
it is for a virus.
Right.
And the obese ones too.
Hey, man.
At the end.
They all get the love.
I love them all.
I mean, pile of them.
How cool is that shot, though? I mean, that is a great shot. It's so just well done. And I really enjoyed that.
She was like an anti-Mother Mary.
Yeah.
I can see that.
Yeah.
And I have a question about the ending. So, this movie never got a sequel, is that right?
No.
There's never been because it kind of leaves it open that she's kind of out there, right? Like because they talk about like the radio or the TV sounds at the end say like, she disappeared, and there was this mass suicide, and so it would be interesting. I doubt he'll revisit it, but it'd be interesting to know, or fan fiction or something, like maybe like what happened the next time things went around, maybe a year later or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's pretty cool thinking on that one. I don't know. I liked it where it ended off. It kind of little ambiguous for your imagination. But what did you think, Magpie?
What do you think? Just kidding. I'm the shitter. I'm just gonna shit all over it.
Uh-oh.
Like, I feel about organized. I love the monsters. Organized religion and Christianity, and I'm tired of movies where they're making the devil, Satan, the bad guy all the time. And I was just watching this and I was thinking, wow, someone grew up in a really religious household, and it was like a Christian made a horror movie, and I had to watch it. I don't like how it, like I told you earlier, depicts the women accused of witchcraft in Salem as actual Satan worshippers and evil.
Yeah.
What else did I not like about it? The visuals were not cool to me. I've seen better. Like I said, my room looks cooler than that.
Ooh.
I have lights. I like the cinematography, and the lights in Titan were like better than this. But I did like the radio show. I liked their little gang, their little friendship, and I even liked Heidi in here, Sherry Moon Zombie. She was a likable character, and she was just like, I don't know, got over her addiction, just living her life peacefully with her dog, and then these fucking bitches come and ruin her life.
The Lord's ruined her life.
Yeah.
Salem.
It made me sad, especially the ending when she's just happy with her dog. I was like, oh. So this movie made me angry and then sad.
Again, evoked emotion from you. Isn't that great filmmaking?
Yes. But all these, like, Satan shit annoys the fuck out of me already.
Yeah, I do think it would have been better 10 to 15 minutes shorter, though. Tighten it up a little bit. I think it would have been perfect. Like, what was it, like an hour and 45-ish or something like that?
Yeah.
At least 10 minutes off of it would have been okay.
Right.
I will
Not
say
bad.
this too. We watched a bunch of movies last month, like I said, a lot of horror movies and Halloween movies and stuff. And we watched Hocus Pocus. And I like to think that maybe Rob Zombie at some point was like, you know what? I want to make my Hocus Pocus. Because it's about the same kind of thing. It's like the same witches and they're coming back. And but all joking aside, like I said, I did like it. 3.5, I think, is where I'm at.
Right. Thank you.
You guys got me thinking, though. Got me thinking.
So point.
That's it. We got to think about it. I don't know. I think, like, as far as his wife is concerned, like, this is the best acted movie that she's been in. Everything else. I mean, she could obviously she can act, but like I don't. She usually takes me out of everyone. Yeah, it's a trip, but I don't know.
She was fine in The Monsters, though.
Yeah. What did you give it, Mona?
I haven't seen that yet.
I gave it 2. Because, yes, invoked emotion, obviously. And I haven't seen a lot of Rob Zombie movies because I can't watch the rapey shit, so I end up turning it off 10 minutes, 20 minutes, and like, I can't take this shit anymore, so I don't know. So, yeah, a 2.
Yeah. There was, I think
I will not watch it again because it made me sad.
It is a dreary film, and I believe he came off of Halloween 2 with this, or
came off the rejects after this.
Did he?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Then Halloween 2, because I think he went into I don't know which one did he go into Halloween 2 with. Anyways, it was kind of dreary, like Halloween 2 was. He can make dreary, weird movies, not just like colorful in your face, weird shit. This one was definitely off the beaten path. But yeah, I like the end where it got real weird with the priests and stuff.
Yeah, it made me sad. I wanted to lay in a fetal position and cry and watch this movie.
So, yeah, there you have it. There's your Thanksgiving episode, dropping Thanksgiving. I promise you. Well,
maybe.
It'll happen.
Maybe. Yeah, it wound up being some good picks to talk about. So
yeah.
Absolutely. Thank everybody. Thank you, Bud. Thank you, Mona, for joining us.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah. I think it all went really well.
Yes, and I hope you two have a wonderful Thanksgiving.
Thank you. You too.
Yeah.
With your loved ones, and yeah.
I love no one.
Yes,
I love no one.
Yourself. Make your.
You
what?
love the Monsters. Actually, we just talked about this?
I love things. Not...
No, you love Jeff Daniel Phillips. That's.
Yeah.
That's
it.
Beau.
I'm gonna tell her all about him. Happy Thanksgiving, guys. We'll see you Christmas.
Yeah.
Good night. Bye.
Good day.
You've been listening to the Cemetery Gates podcast, featuring Android Virus and Xander Kane. Follow us on Twitter @AndroidVirus, @Xander_Kane, and @CemeteryGates66.